welcome to this new video. Today we are going to talk about consent mode v2 and how can you implement it with Google Tag Manager. Before we are going to talk a little bit about how this technology works so you can understand it. So without further ado, let's dive in.
So basically you have a user, let's call him John. So John is on your website, and basically you have two scenarios. The first is he simply says yes, you've got cookies deposited, and in most of the time the same number of products he buys from you is what you will see in Google Ads. To keep things simple, so the second scenario, that's where consent mode really is concerned. When a user denies tracking, he buys something, and basically when there is no consent mode, you will see 0 because he does not want you to keep track of his activity. So without the new technology, you will get a 0. So consent mode allows you to get this data even though the user might deny tracking. As you can see, I am in my Google Tag Manager account, and the first thing we need to make sure of is that we have our consent overview, which is the feature in Google Tag Manager that will help us manage everything related to consent in GTM. So go to admin container settings. In edit container, you will find the enable consent overview that you need to check. Once done, click on save. And when we go back to our workspace, you will find that we have this icon next to new, which means that the consent overview was enabled. So as you can see, I am in my GTM account, and we will start by configuring basic consent mode. What you need to do first is in the advanced settings, you need to head to additional consent checks under consent settings, and instead of having this set to not set, you need to change it to require additional consent for tag to fire. For example, my tag will send data to GA4, so I will select analytics storage. I will save and we'll preview. So now when I reject all cookies and I will refresh the page, now we'll go to cookie consent update, and as you can see, the tag was blocked by consent settings. When you go to the consent tab, you will see that this is normal because all the consent checks are set to denied because if you can remember earlier, we rejected tracking. So that's basically how you configure basic consent. In the next part, I will show you how we can do the configuration for advanced consent. Now we'll talk about advanced consent mode. As you can see, I am in my Google Tag Manager once again. I will go to the previous Google Tag we used for basic consent mode, and instead of having require additional consent for tag to fire, I will set this to no additional consent required. That's really all it takes to go from basic consent mode to advanced consent mode. I will save and I will preview. But our checks work.
So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Please leave a like and subscribe. Until next time.